So welcome to today's video. Today's video we're going to be talking about the Manulife One calculator. So this is for that Manulife One mortgage product where you can pay your mortgage down faster. It's an all-in-one solution where you're combining your home equity line of credit, your mortgage, your checking, savings all into one account. And today we're going to show you how you can use this calculator to kind of test to see, how quickly you could, be out of debt based on your scenario or how much you can save in interest, that sort of thing. And it is a really interesting calculator, and I'll provide a link in the description notes as well. But let's just jump right in. And as always, we're going to use a fictitious scenario here. We're going to use Sam and Jane. We've used Sam and Jane before. So Sam's an account executive with a tech company. He's got a 2-year average on his T4s at about $112,000 a year. And Jane's a school teacher, and she's making about $63,891. And so if we look at their total income and expenses and we have their property, this is the type of information that we're going to need to enter into the calculator to try to figure out how much we can save or how quickly we can be out of debt. So their appraised value is roughly around $900,000. They've got a mortgage on there for about $419,000, total equity about $481,000. So we look over here to the right of this or the left of the screen here, we can see their breakdown of their income and expenses. So based on their combined income after tax dollars, they're taking in about $10,750 per month. Like I said, they've got that mortgage of $419,000. If they're renewing into today's rates, and we're looking at maybe a 5-year fixed, we could be around the 5.2%. They currently pay biweekly payments, and at this mortgage at this rate would roughly be about $1,146. They typically have about $3,500 in their checking account, about $12,000 they have sitting in their savings. This is their rainy day fund. And both Sam and Jane always keep a little bit of a balance on their credit card. They're not the type of people to pay it off every single month, but they want to. So Sam's credit card is about $2,390. Jane is $1,290. Both at about 19.5 interest rate. They both have car loans. Sam's 24,000. Jane's is 32,000. Jane also has a student loan of 12,000. And if we look at some basic expenses when it comes to the home and monthly necessities, their heat and utilities is roughly around $300 a month. Their phone and internet's about $480. Home and car insurance is about $410. They have entertainment for about $600. This is date nights and that sort of thing, and going out for dinner with their friends. The food and necessity, they're spending about $1,020 per month, and gas is about $440. So once we have all the expenses, now hopefully you've got a list of your spreadsheet of all your expenses and your income, that sort of thing, and it'll make it easier if you have that already to jump into the calculator, which we're going to do right now. So really straightforward. You can find the link in the description note, but all you're going to do is you're going to break these things down by some basic information. The first screen you're going to come on, you're going to put in 900,000, which is your current estimated home value. Then you're going to describe your current mortgage balance. You're going to enter that in there. You can see that 419, we entered that. We entered in the current rate of 5.2%. and the biweekly monthly payment. And you can see you get a nice little illustration here on the right-hand side as we enter in more information. So the idea here is by combining your mortgage, savings, and income into a Manulife One account, you really can simplify your banking and save thousands in interest and be debt-free a lot sooner. And we'll see that by the end of this exercise here. So let's move on to the next piece. So as you can see, we've already entered in the home information. Now we want to enter in the two pieces of the savings and checking. So we enter in the $3,500 that's sitting in their checking account and the $12,000 that's sitting in their savings account. And as you can see here, we're starting to see some movement over here and updating on the balances, etc. So once you enter in that information, you're just going to hit next. Then we want to enter in all the debt. So you have these little nice drop-down screens here, starting with credit card information, car loans. If you have a line of credit or personal loan or other loans, you can enter in all that information here. So I just showed you here on the right-hand side here how You can enter in your credit card balances, you put in your outstanding balance, the interest rate, which you can find on your statement, and then how much your monthly payment typically you're putting down on your credit cards every single month. And then in Jane's case, she has that student loan. So you want to put in the student loan amount plus the loan interest and whatever the monthly payment is. So once you fill out all the debt information, you're going to hit next. And then you're going to enter in the cash flow. So here we're going to enter in the after-tax dollars income, which we have 10,750. It's automatically going to bring in the other information about the mortgage payment and other debts. But here's where we can provide a very detailed breakdown of your monthly expenses. So you can see here, you can just put in an amount, which I just did here, which is 3,240. You can put it in as a percentage. So if you just wanted to do a rough percentage. But what I do like about this is you can click in detail and you can put in a very detailed spreadsheet of all your expenses, so it's very accurate. So once we enter in that information, you can see it starts to update this illustration over here. We can see our boring room has changed, the other debt has changed, the mortgage balance less savings has changed, and then once we click next, we're going to find out what our result is. So let's have a look. So currently right now, pretty substantial difference. We're seeing with the Manulife One account, there's a huge savings of potentially about $206,000 plus in interest costs. And also they're going to be debt free in 6 years and 11 months. That's 18 years and 1 month earlier than if they did nothing. So if they just changed, they didn't change anything and they just, used the same format where they used a 5-year fixed, didn't change anything about the credit cards, you kept the savings and checkings the same, you can see clearly there's a huge difference. So if you wanted a more detailed breakdown, what you can do is click on the year-by-year cash flow. So if you click on that, here's what you're going to see. And you can see on the left-hand side is the clear breakdown of 25 years it's going to take to get to zero. And it shows you month after year after year after year what your ending balance is going to be, how much interest that you pay every single year. And then when you compare it to the Manulife One Way, you can see it's such a drastic difference. So the following table really does show the potential of the year-over-year breakdown of your cash flows for each of the strategies. Your current way of banking and managing your banking with Manulife One. And so the table shows what your principal and interest payments would be each year, and also shows you the outstanding debt at the end of each year. So I hope